Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here and welcome back to another YouTube video on my YouTube channel. Today it is a massive one in episode number 5 of Better Than Ange Postecoglou. We have got the good old London derby. We've got Arsenal away at the Emirates and it's third versus fourth and two teams tied on points. If you have been enjoying the content, you're really enjoying FM24, give this video a like. Let me know who your save is down in the comment section down below. And are you excited for me to do a Wrexham save this year? Because that is where I'm leaning as well. In terms of what's gone on since we last met, we've lost our first game in the Premier League and it was against Liverpool. After we played Manchester City. Our last game on stream was a loss to Wolves. I beat Everton. We lost to Liverpool. Absolutely battered at Anfield. We couldn't get into the game. Even though we had good pass completion and possession, we really couldn't create. And in the end, it wasn't our day. We drew to West Ham 0-0. We were very lucky against 10 men against United to find a 1-1 draw. And it really just outlines that we just aren't quite there. I think this 5 at the backs look good and it's definitely something to springboard off. However, against the bigger teams and teams that are very well matched up against us, we seem to struggle to create clear-cut chances. In the end, we had to go into the attacking system and they went down to 10 men and found a goal in the 91st minute. Maybe we were slightly unlucky not to win. Against Aston Villa, the same sort of thing. We went 2-0 down. I will say they were pretty lucky to be 2-0 up with only 2 shots on target. Against the 4-2-4, it got to the stage like we need to change something. I switched into the aggressive 5 at the back system, found a goal right on half time before we came through in the second half like a train and proceeded to win the game, mainly on the back of James Maddison. Now, it does put us in a position where in the league we currently sit third, which is fine. 11 games played, it's solid, it's 22 points, it puts us around the mark, and as long as we finish in the top 7, the board are going to be happy. But I have not seen enough of us to really be happy with the system. I do think long term we could see us resisted into the all-out attack, but I really do think it is going to be the 5 at the back possession base for lining up. The main reason with the 5 at the back is I just think having that extra striker with one in the hole and having Udogie stay wide is in the games you're expected to win, we really do dominate. And then in the games that, it's a little bit whatever in, maybe we start more cautious possession based and then move into the attacking system like we're going to try and do today. One thing I have done is Papa Matassa has not trained well once, and he's a young kid who's a wonder kid, 6.4 average rating. I set him an average training target of 7. I wanted 7.3. He rejected that. Then I asked 7. He said, yeah, I'm happy with that. He was perceivably happy because last month he was over a 7. This month he's unhappy that he's not over a 7. And more importantly, if you have a look at the target set, he blames me for giving him a target that's unachievable. I don't know how much FM you guys have played over the years. I've played a lot. I've never had guys tutored as wonder kids train consistently below a 7. Usually they're training at 7.5, 7.8, 8.1. So I don't know what this really does. In the end though, he's okay. He's wanted on loan. I don't think there's any reason to get rid of him. And it is what it is. In terms of the team, though, we are in pretty full strength. Important to note that Bentancur has come back in. He looks pretty decent. I'm obviously very happy with Bentancur in the team. And he's had a few good games in the Segunda Volante role. It's not his preferred role, but it is a role that's not too bad. Outside of that, though, Vicarios look good. Mickey van der Ven has been developing, which is scary because if this guy gets any better, he's going to be one of the best centre-backs in world football and definitely something to be working, aiming towards. Dyer and Romero have been playing of late. They have not been particularly great. Destiny Udogie, obviously not an inverted wing-back as such, but not been playing too badly. Kulusevski, Maddison and Son have definitely been the leading light. I haven't been seeing crazy amounts of greatness of the late, but not too bad. Last thing we're going to check is just the data hub here quickly. You guys are probably wanting to see how we've gone. Scoring right on our goals, so we've regressed a little bit back towards basically where we should be sitting. We're currently also there just under the XGA and 2 points above where we should be, so performing not too bad. If we have a look at the pitch tilt this season, we've actually dropped from being the best in the league, having fewest passes and lots of passes in the final third, to conceding a few passes now against us, against these bigger sides. But we're still averaging in and around with Arsenal and Man City and Chelsea of being one of the most accurate passing sides in the league. Outside of that, the rest of the possession lost and possession gained and possessions attempted all the same. In terms of passing dynamics, we are the team that complete the most amount of passes in the league, basically with the rest of the other sides. Let's get into this against Arsenal, two teams that are going to be heavily based on possession. And let's see what we can do here as well. I'm going to persist with the five at the back, though, this season. We've kind of built into it. Arsenal have got a pretty tired squad, it has to be said. Raya in net, of Tomiyasu, Ben White, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Partey, Odegaard, Rice, Saka, Martinelli. How good does Saka look this year on this game? Oh, just incredible. Simon Kajadesai, Jorginho, Smith Rowe, Saliba, Cedric, Omar Campos. The Mexican is there as well. Interesting. Anyhow, let's see how we go here at the Emirates. I'll tell you guys straight away that this would be a great game to get a point out of. If we snatched a point against City, we were lucky against United to get a point. If we could go away to Arsenal and grab a point, all of a sudden, grab those points, win the games we're meant to win, we'll finish in the top 7. And as long as we can find a couple of wins at home. A win today would be massive to give us a 3-point buffer over Arsenal as well. I doubt we will win though, but you never know. Anyway, Udoji's going to throw in a Bendencourt, who has looked decent since coming in. Udoji goes all the way back to Vicario, finds Romero. Just the start of the season. Pre-season, we look like scoring goals. Start of the season, we're scoring goals for fun. And then as soon as they've got accomplished in learning the system, we've stopped scoring goals. Ball towards Son, not going to find him there, but falls to Basuma. He hits one, and we're 1-0 up here, away at the Emirates. Our first chance goes in. It's Basuma from deep. And well, it's not the first time we've seen him score from distance. He has scored in pre-season from distance, of course, but has scored now his first official goal for Spurs in an actual game. But good touch, good hit. That ball in from Pedro Porro wasn't the greatest, but, you know, we have won our few headers as well. And we do lead with our first moment. Now for me, it's this 5 at the back is a system that has to keep the ball and knock it around. In terms of the vision of playing attacking and possession-based and entertaining football, the fans are happy with the attacking and the possession-based being just pleased. The possession football, they're obviously extremely happy with. We're one of the best teams in the league when it comes to that. Gabriel, picked off by Dyer, but falls back to him. Declan Rice, Martinelli. Need to squeeze up the field here. Zinchenko, Gabriel, Ben White, Tomiyasu. Deflected pass finds Odegaard, and that's going to be a goal. Unfortunately, that is not going to be a 1-0 clean sheet today. That is a moment that has found Odegaard, maybe for a little bit of luck. Now, we had to probably get across there slightly with Bendencourt, but deflects off him, and Vicario ain't going to bail us out there. 1-1. Not particularly great, but if we can keep it at 1-1 and find moments, it would be good. Son made a great run here. Now forced wide. Needs to hold it up and find options inside. Bentencourt's effort was blocked. Falls to Basuma. He's already scored one from distance, and he tests Raya's arms there as well. It's not been the greatest day in terms of the football we've played, but we're in this game, and that's all that matters. And that's what we count on. Is this system is good enough to stick it with most teams because we keep the ball quite well. Throw in for Pedro Porro, Basuma. Can we find a pass here? No, Porro just gives it to Martinelli. We squeeze Raya, but that's out to Tomiyasu and well played out here by Arsenal. Saka, Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus. Good save from Vicario. Jesus beat about 3 guys there. We've also been finding of late that we're finding a lot more holes in the middle of the park out of nowhere as well. Don't know why. The tactic looked really, really good at the start of the year. Now it's all of a sudden becoming a little bit something to keep an eye on. I definitely think we will persist with it moving forward. But at the moment, we're not winning much of the ball back, etc. Martinelli beats one, gets in the box, cuts it. Romero does well. Good save from Vicario. Romero did well and then gave it back to him inside the box. Weird game. No quality in this game. Struggling a little bit here. Arsenal have had the better of the match. You can tell from the match momentum. And Destiny Udogie gets injured. Ben Davies, like for like. Hopefully not a long-term injury there for Destiny Udogie. I'm happy with that. Kick off Arsenal. Can we get across and win the ball? We do not. Declan Rice. Smith Rowe. I don't know where Dyer is tracking what run. If he stays in line with the rest of the team, he's offside. This has not been particularly great. I'm going to make a change here. Only a subtle one. We're going to change the system. We're going to go into the more aggressive system. We're going to go after Arsenal now. Davies finds Son. Back to Van de Ven. Romero. Basuma. Kulusevski. Falls to Porro. Get a little bit lucky. Porro's ball in towards Son at the back stick. Not great. Need to get it off these whipped crosses. I think we need to put them on just the low crosses, and there we go. Pre-season, we look like winning headers and whatever. Now, just not particularly been good enough. Anyway, we squeeze up the field. Odegaard, Saka, Havertz. Great 1-2. 3 guys here. We don't get near him, though. Havertz with a ball to Smith Rowe. That's a goal. That's onside. By a mile. And we get picked apart here. I'm actually going to bring double change here in that. Trigger Bentancur's also going to come off for Oliver Skip. Matasar for Basuma. Get some fresh legs in the middle of the park. But it's not been a particularly good day out. Not really creating enough. Not enough chances. Again, in another big game, we've not really had moments. Eric Dyer. Porro. Dyer. Oliver Skip. Good ball to Brennan Johnson. Looks for Porro. Great ball. Pedro Porro. Cuts it. Velez. Good finish. Alejo Velez. Alijo. Ali Velez scores. It's a great ball. Brennan Johnson with a great ball over the Pedro Porro. And a good low cross this time. And Velez sweeps it into the bottom bin. It's 2-2. Another big game. We find another goal to find maybe a point. Yeah, they're creeping up here. Arsenal. Pedro Porro, though, does well. Sarr. Skip. Romero. Needs feet. Ben Davies has it at feet. Looks for Madison. That's a poor ball from Ben Davies. Ben Davies. Ben Davies. Why? Look, we've done everything right. We've eked the pressure. We find Ben Davies' feet. This pass is not on. You're going to get through 2 people. Unless you're fizzing it now, which he hasn't done. By that stage, it's already been closed down. Just play it into Skip, who's just here. He come out the other side. Ben Davies costs us a point. It's another poor movement. It's going to be our second loss of the year, barring a miracle late. Arsenal, who are dead on their feet, are going to get a win here at the Emirates. To be fair, we have not deserved to get a point out of this game. We do deserve to lose today. And it will be a loss. We lose 3-2. It is not good. It's unacceptable. Ben Davies at fault. And it is what it is. We cannot do too much else. And yeah, Udoji's out for 3 to 4 weeks. At least it's an international break now. Then we've got Burnley. At the moment, as things stand, we might need to change system because, you know, the month's not been particularly great. Maybe we're just lacking a little bit of creativity. I'm not too sure. I don't know how you read into it. Since Bournemouth, it's been patchy, is what I would say. You know, in 5 games there, 2 wins, 2 draws and a loss. Not great. In the whole month of October, we went loss, draw, draw. And we're about to go win, loss. We probably need a win against Burnley. Our next game here is probably going to be Liverpool on the 29th to end the year and see how we end the year and see where we sit. By that stage, we might have moved to wingers and 4 at the back. But we'll see. I'm going to give it up until the middle of December. That Wolves game right here. We're going to play until Wolves. And if it's more draw, loss sort of thing, you're going to see me switch into a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. Because at the moment, from what was a great pre-season and a great start to the season, out of nowhere, even this is okay, you know. Brighton, good side. Bournemouth, they having a decent year. City, not the easiest. Beat Everton. I can still live with that, losing the Wolves in a game we dominated. This has not been great. I will say we have just played Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal. Man United and Arsenal. Liverpool on paper is a side you should not be beating at Anfield. Man United on Football Manager is just stupid. And Arsenal away at the Emirates who put up a good fight. But the football wasn't there. And that's what I want at the end of the day, is I want to see us keep the ball, work the ball, create overloads, like we did at the start of the season and in pre-season. What I don't get is when we're learning the system, we're better at football than what we look right now. And that makes no sense to me. With that being said though, guys, I'll see you guys on the flip side for another one. I might move Madison into more of a creative role to help us and build out maybe. But yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you and goodbye.